home to the happiest place on earth. But is it really? Surrounded by hidden and unspoken secrets, sex trafficking is a real thing, and it happens here in Anaheim.
For our senior Civic project, we decided to focus on sex trafficking awareness. Our compelling question is, how can Anaheim do more to combat sex trafficking in the city? And our supporting questions are, what are the causes of sex trafficking? How is Anaheim a hotspot for sex trafficking? How do dating apps and social media contribute to sex trafficking? And how aware are Anaheim residents of sex trafficking in the area?
There are many misconceptions about sex trafficking. Although it is predominantly female, there are some males included in this. We asked Anaheim residents about more misconceptions of sex trafficking. What does sex trafficking mean to you?
Alright, so I think sex trafficking is like when they take certain people and use them for sex and make profit out of it.
Abduction of girls.
I really don't know what sex trafficking is.
Trafficking of sex.
So I think that sex trafficking is the kidnapping of women and they sell them.
Prostitution.
To me, it's just people in like an industry and they're being forced to do what they don't want to do.
Is that like where they sell their bodies for sex? I think that's what it is.
How do you think social media and dating apps increase sex trafficking?
Well, first of all, you're meeting someone online and you never really know who they are because they can put on this show for you and you can get catfished, but like just the idea of meeting up with some stranger is really dangerous. So
I feel like it's easier for people to connect with sex traffickers or prostitutes with the communication, as like most people go on to dating apps like this just to have sex.
So I'm not sure how these apps increase sex trafficking.
I think it increases by the information that you put on social media.
Dating applications increase sex trafficking because people go on there to like get to know people and like basically have sex, and yeah.
They could track your locations and they could send you links.
Easier for predators to access girls.
I think it makes it easier for predators to kind of traffic sex.
Are you aware that sex trafficking takes place in Anaheim?
No, I don't know.
No, because anyone could be in sex trafficking.
I heard about it, but I wasn't aware that it was like really big.
No.
So I've heard about cases where sex trafficking has occurred in Anaheim, but I'm just not sure where or when they've happened.
I don't think so.
Yes.
Would you be able to identify sex trafficking if you saw someone being trafficked?
Sometimes you can tell a prostitute, I would per se, because sometimes the pimps beat them and they can leave bruise marks, and they're usually like in short clothing, or like, as the generation would say, hoe-y clothing.
Probably not.
No, I don't think I would be able to identify.
You are able to identify when someone's getting sex trafficked because of the way they dress. They wear like revealing clothes.
Honestly, I don't think I would be able to.
Probably not.
I don't think I'll be able to identify.
You cannot tell who is being sex trafficking because it could be anyone, even you.
For our action, we decided to create a website to highlight sex trafficking awareness. On our website, you can find an About Us page where we described exactly what our main goal to attack sex trafficking was, and how we ourselves have even felt violated by the opposite sex. Following our About Us page, we decided to put more on sex trafficking, where we took all of the research and the notes that we accumulated throughout our research and put it all on one page to highlight exactly why California was among the top 3 states to have sex trafficking, and exactly how you can find and realize if someone is being trafficked, because a lot of people may view it as prostitution. However, it is not under the federal law. There are victims out there that we are not aware are victims of sex trafficking because we view them as stereotypical prostitutes when in reality they may have been kidnapped from a different area and brought to Northern California or Southern California and are being trafficked in very poor areas where people won't exactly stick up for these victims. The next part of our website is the root cause page, where we decide to focus on social media and dating apps. Dating apps are also an increased concern as many older men who depend on their young traffickers to make income lie about their age and create fake accounts to lure their victims. It is vitally important to educate parents, professionals, and youth, especially our middle school and teenage daughters who may be insecure about the dangers of online predatory practices used by master manipulators. Lastly, if you click on the More tab, you can find Survivor Stories, where we took 5 different articles and rephrased them to summarize exactly what happened in the stories. Each of the 5 stories were cases that actually happened in Anaheim that I'm sure many of you guys are not aware of. Since these were blog posts, people were able to comment and like on their choosing. We got a lot of attention throughout the past couple of days, and some of the comments consisted of people not knowing or not being aware of exactly what happened and wanting to know more information about how this does happen in Anaheim, and it is just hidden. A lot of people decided to bring up the fact that Disneyland is so close and that even next to the happiest place on earth, there are still a lot of cases that happen as they do across the nation.
A feature on the website is the chat pop-up on the bottom right of the screen, which allows visitors to chat with the website's creators. Here we have a screenshot of a previous visitor who posed a question to us, which shows that the blog is a great tool to inform people about sex trafficking and answers any unknown questions.
Thank you for taking the time to watch this.
Dear Mr. Walker.
Thanks.